go. Cool. Hi. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these. Sorry for that. A lot of things have been going on. Electrics in my house blew up, amongst other things. But everything is good now. I look back. So I can't remember where this project got to, but I did say I was only going to do development when it was online, and yeah. So I think. I think it was Cargo Run to run it. She believed me, and she's trunk serve. There we go. Let's do something else. Yeah. So yeah, I can't remember where we were with this. I will load it up. So I do remember we had a beautiful front screen. Some of these tabs. Go. Beautiful front screen. Right. We have this game. And the problem that we had, the last problem we had was that when we figured out how to fire fireballs, but they will just go down the hall, and it's actually, the more I thought about the maths, the more it just kind of, it didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to do this because there's a lot of calculations involved, including where is the fireball starting from. If we're working in 3D, we have to figure out where it's coming from. And on this screen, it's not easy to tell. And I've come up with a few different ways of getting around that. But today, I think I'm going to do the simplest one. The simplest one is simply to transform from using a fireball to using lightning that goes wherever you click. And that way we can just hit test the pixel image of the enemy wizard and see if we've actually hit them. And if we have, they will stop, and we will draw a zigzagging lightning into the enemy and then kill them, and we'll do the same sort of melty animation that we had before, which is this. At the moment, it's not doing a hit test. It's just, yeah, I can't figure out why that happens as well. I think it doesn't remove the old one for a while. There we go. Okay, now they're all gone. So yeah, so that melty animation will trigger, but only when we actually hit them. Otherwise, we'll just leave it. Yeah, I think by using a lightning, we get around the whole problem of the thing. My longer term thought is that I actually quite want to do fake 3D geometry. And then instead of having these really terrible images for the floor and walls and ceiling, we actually draw the lines of the room and map images onto, like map textures onto those, and then allow the player to move the viewport around, so it would move with the mouse, and then we just fire from the center, so then we can know where the center point is, meaning we can then start to introduce the calculations for the 3D moving down the room and figuring out where it is in the space. But for now, we're just going to stick with the 2D essentially. So I think. That's good to go. So I'm going to have to totally refamiliarize myself with all of this code now because it really has been a while. I need to update these as well on the update images and the episodes that we've had. Yeah, gosh, I've really been neglecting the stream a lot. That's our melting animation. Okay, so we've got our. So we want the on-click really, and I can't remember. I mean, it definitely comes from the game, and yeah, it should come from the game object, which I think is a component. Yes, it is. Here we go. Mouse down. Okay, mouse down. It fires a message to the update of mouse down. There we go. So this is where we're actually creating the fireball, and. Yeah, game actually holds all of the information about itself. I've been playing around with a few different ideas for a different project I'm doing, and I think it's likely I'll probably copy a lot of those other things with the projects I've been working on into this one, including having a game manager that controls all of the assets and everything, meaning that everything is delegated out of what is effectively this. It's not warp. What is it called? Yew control. So it moves it more into more generic Rust, and we can just treat it like a regular Rust object, rather than having to deal with it as an HTML element within the WASM. So that's the plan. Yeah, let's get going. So I think the first thing I want to do. So we're playing. So the player has a fire. So I think we probably want to let the player know they fired and the coordinates of where they fired, which originally is where we were creating a fireball from. This doesn't make a lot of sense because unless we would just deleting the fireball immediately and treating it as a collision. Huh, okay, let's... there we go, right, if true. Okay, yeah, so that's what we were doing. We were creating a fireball and then immediately forcing it to have definitely hit the collision because the fireball check collision didn't work. So we can get rid of all of that, I think. And I think what we should do is update. Oh my gosh, excuse me, sorry, just exploded. Let's go and have a look at the player object. So the player object has a fire. Yeah, we wanted to draw the wand originally. So fire cooldown. Okay, so actually the player object doesn't really have. Okay, so let's create a fired or has fired object. And did I have the foresight to create a point? I did. Brilliant. Okay, so this is going to be an option. Point and F64. Is point generic? Point is not a generic. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I was just assessing how easy it would be to make it a generic, and the answer is not very, because I'd have to go through and change all of the point declarations to include the generic. And this doesn't have this, so we will import create utils point, or use in this case. Sorry, I've been doing some Python this week, so it's the terminology is going to be a bit strange for me. So has fired is going to be none because it's an option. Fire, right, the fire is now going to need to take an X coordinate and a Y coordinate as arguments, and set fire cooldown. That must mean the game is checking the fire cooldown, right? So I think we should actually not. If self.fire cooldown is greater than or equal to 0, then we return because we don't want to multiple fire. Otherwise, we will do this, and then we will say self.hasFired is equal to point x and y. Sorry, x is going to be equal to x and y is going to be equal to y. That is not the right syntax, so what did I do wrong? It needs to be a sum because it is an option. There we go. Cool, and then in the yeah, and then here we'll create a function called get fired self return a point. No, it will return an option of a point. Oops. Cool. And this way we'll be passing in within the game. We'll pass in where the fireball, where the lightning bolt is going to shoot from inside the message, and then the update will resolve that. To see if it actually hits anything. So get fired. Can we just dereference the has fired? Self.has fired equals none. Return ret. Okay, there's no squiggly lines. There's nothing saying I can't do that. So yeah, I think then what we do is we just pass this option back out, and then we create a new one to store on the object here. So that should. Cool. Okay, so we do the update and we check fireball strike. No, because we're not doing fireballs anymore. So we can probably get rid of that for now. And we can also, we can leave the render in for now, I guess, just in case we do uncomment this later. So, in fact, we can get rid of the whole thing. Yeah, so we player update, and then we will match self.player.hasFired. And this is how we will get the point back out again. So, that's a function. Sum. Strike point. It's going to be our strike point. We'll do something with that in a second. And none, we just want to do nothing. So I guess, so in here, why does it not like this? There we are, let's get fired. Cool, okay, so now we have our strike point and we want to loop through each of our enemies and see if we have hit the enemy. Right, so for enemy in self.enemies it's a right, and we're going to need a function on enemy to see if it's been hit. We've probably got something already to tell it has been hit. Hit by object. Yeah, okay, so I think we should probably refactor this as well, and we should we'll do that by allowing the enemy to tell you when it's been hit. So we pass in the point. So I might do this with a new function. So I'll call this check hit self, and we pass in x and y. I suppose we could return a bool here, just in case we want the front end to acknowledge that we've hit something. I guess if we wanted, yeah, I probably want to do this because we want to count score, and probably later we'll change this from a bool into like an F64 or an I32, so we can pass the amount of extra score you get. But for now, we'll just say yes or no, and if we do implement score, we'll just implement a simple score counter of add 1 score. So if if x, okay, first thing I'm going to do is check the render because I don't remember how we did this. Okay, so the y position is the game height over 2. Yeah, so it's the center of the screen plus the location. Oh, blimey. Okay, right, so the current x position minus the output height. Oh yeah, gosh, that's a good point because it'll be smaller the further away it is. Okay. Yeah. So I think the first thing we need to do is calculate the y position. We'll do that by calculating the output height. Does Does that work? Yes, it does. And the Y. So we have the Y, and in fact, we're going to need the X as well. We're going to need the width. Yeah, I think we're through. We're actually just going to need all of this. So we're effectively calculating where it would be drawn on the screen so that we can see if that coordinate is within that bounding box. Cool. We offset from left. Oh yeah, we're actually just going to do all of this. That's okay. The offset is just the frame, but everything is going to have the same. Okay, so we've now got the X and Y coordinate. So the X is going to be offset from left, and yeah, we need to subtract the output. So after all of this, we need to subtract the output width over 2. Just going to stick a false at the end. Just so I don't get the red squiggly lines, and that's very anal retentive of me. Cool, so we have the X and Y, and that is, yeah, it's taking into account the output width and height. So, wait, hang on. Should that be the whole output height? This is, yeah, okay. I think the way we can solve this is by drawing a bounding box. So let's create just a little bit of debug here, and I like to mark draw bounding box. Debug, just so it's easy to find later on. And then we're going to have to look up how to draw a line. So this is draw line. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's going to be, oh look, my videos come up. Huh, that's weird. It's probably just scanning through my history, to be honest. So this is Canvas HTML5 draw line. There we go. I think it's, yeah, it's moved to line. There we go. This is what we want. Right, so just to show you, this is, I've done this a lot before, I just can't remember it off the top of my head. So you have to do begin path, move to line 2 stroke. And in Yew, those are largely the same. So the first thing we need to do is set the stroke style. So we're going to let ignore equals ctx.set stroke style. And we need to create a JS value, which I don't know if I've done so far anywhere here. I have, brilliant. Okay, yes, we did fill styles, so excellent. I'm just going to copy this, and we go into the wizard again. And I'm going to put that there. It's probably going to complain, yeah, because that's not there, so we'll just import it. And this bounding box we will make mixture of red and green and 0 blue. So we will have a nice yellow bounding box there. Let's ignore equals ctx dot move to, and we're going to move to x minus output width because, oops, there, but with the y, because that's apparently what we're drawing. ctx.line 2, it's going to be x plus b, so that's the height. And then let that equals ctx.line 2. This will then be the same, but it will be, I think it's y plus the output height. If I'm right, which I might not be, I think it's the line across the top that we're drawing first. Line 2, and you know what? I'm just going to copy this and paste it in here. Just a good thing on the end. That is going to be, that's supposed to be plus, so that's a good start. And then I think that just needs to be y. Oh no, it's y. Sorry, yeah, it's y plus output height. Yeah. And then I'm going to go to that. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is the last one. So now we just need to return to y. So yeah, where we first started. Okay, so that should work. So let's kill that, and we have an error. What don't we like? Yep, we don't like this. So self.lastx and self.lastY. We just need to not create fireballs. So we go cancel that. And rerun. Still have an error. Consider borrowing here. Yes, that. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. Borrow the. Can I dereference that? No, I cannot. Blast. Okay, we're gonna have to do this the hard way then. So we're gonna keep that code, comment it. Match self dot has fired. And sum, call it FP for fire points. We will return sum F points. X is going to be FP.x and Y is going to be FP.y. This is an inefficient way of doing this because we're just copying out the objects. Let ret equals that. Oops. None. There, and then we need to set. Why doesn't it like that? Oh, because it's not. Think. Yep, we're not returning. So we can actually uncomment that. Dereference. Oh, why doesn't it like this? Key cannot move out of self has fired. As an enum reference. What? Sum, which is behind a mutable reference. Consider borrowing. Okay, we'll consider borrowing there. And then we'll set that to none. Okay, it's not complaining, so yeah, I think that makes sense. Cool. So we load our game again, and let's see. We should have little bounding boxes. We don't have bounding boxes. I don't know why. I do know why. And it's because we forgot to do a stroke on the end to tell it to actually finalize the drawing of the bounding box. So let's do that again. Okay, we're running. There we go. Nice. Awesome. And our bounding boxes are drawing as we'd expected. So that's really cool. Yeah, they look a bit weird, but we can see. So for now, I'm going to actually ignore the fact that when you click within, like up here over the shoulder, it's still going to count as a hit. Later we can make more like explicit bounding boxes, but for now we can at least see what we're doing. So that's a good start. I'm going to leave those on for now, and then right, we need to get fired. We can go back here. Did I call this? Yes. So we're matching here for enemy in here. Right. Now we're going to say enemy. It's on the enemy. Okay, the check hit. Yes. Right. So if so what do we decide for the bounding box? It is, yeah, minus width over 2. Yeah, I've already done that. So this is the top left corner of the thing. So if, oh, hang on, I'm overriding. I'll call this hit X and hit Y because otherwise I'm shadowing X and Y as two different things. So if hit X is greater than X and hit X is less than X plus output width, and hit Y is greater than Y and hit Y is less than Y plus output height, then we have hit. So what I think we say hit by object was the thing. Yeah, so we'll just call self hit by object. And return true. Actually, probably make this. I feel this is more rusty to do it this way. Else false, and then so you return event. I'm never really sure. There's a lot of talk within Python about Pythonic code, and I'm trying to sort of apply the same principle here of having like rusty code. Yeah, if anyone watching this video back, if you have opinions on this, please let me know because I'm interested to know. But yeah, I think this feels more rusty, as it were. So yeah, let's. Just wondering. Let's also create a. Yes, I forgot I created a new implementation. Hit point. We'll call it hit point. I'm just going to stick it on the end here. And so hit point is only going to be used when, say if self.alive is alive, then we draw the bounding box. Otherwise, we're going to draw and self.yew x and y. It's going to be 0.0 and 0.0. Yeah, if is alive. Otherwise, we're going to instead draw a little red cross on the point. X minus 4, seems like a 5, and self.hit point dot y minus 5, so that's the top left of the image, and we will do a line to self.hit point dot y. That needs to be it's an F64, so it needs to be an F64. Self hit point dot x plus 5.0 and self dot hit point dot y plus 5.0. So this is the bottom right corner, and then we need to do this again with bottom left. Just invert the y coordinates on those. Still need the stroke at the end. I was going to draw them. This should draw the hit point at the point that it thought it got hit, but we also need to put it here. Self.hitPoint.x equals hit x, and self.hitPoint.y equals hit y. Great. And then in game, if enemy dot check hit for the strike point dot x and strike point dot y, Then we just want to stop. Does it break? Do you break out of the loop? Ooh, what does it like this? Cannot borrow enemy because it is. Yeah, that's fair. That to be iterate. Cool. Okay, this might work. Let's have a look. Well, nothing is happening there. Okay, we're gonna have to debug this because I'm not sure why. Okay, let's make sure that we are definitely firing. So self.player.fire. Oh, let's do less than or equals. Yeah, cooldown is less than or equal to. Okay, so here we will do a log. Press down. And we'll just put the self.lastx and self.lastY in there. Cool. And then we will put one inside the fire as well. Log. Player fire triggered, and just copy X and Y in there. Great. And then in game, we will go to the update and inside the sun log. We have successfully got fired. And we will record the strike point on X and strike point on Y, and these should be very obvious at this point. Yeah, and then we'll also put one here. Log. We have hit the enemy. Cool. Okay. So let's run this and try and figure out what's going on. I've lost my window. I will go here. Just play game. Okay, and load up the console. Okay, so we have mouse down. So, okay, this is. There we go. Okay, so we're getting mouse downs on the coordinates. That's great. That's what I expect. Okay, so we're getting mouse downs, but we're not triggering the player fire. So that's good to know. Okay, so why is the player? So I suspect. Does the fire cool down? I am a pillock. There we go. Yep, okay, that was the issue, because of course it would never fire because it would always be equal to 0. Yeah, don't know why I missed that the first time. Hey, there we go. We're now getting some interesting. Okay, so missing, and we can see we hit there. We also need to. Wow, that's actually working. Awesome. Okay, well that's really cool. So the only thing I want to do, and this is just again, this is me being inattentive, is to let's stroke style equal to ctx. Don't forget stroke. Actually, it's just stroke style. Yeah, there we go. So that should store the JS value. Excellent. And then right at the end here, we're just going to reset that ctx.set set stroke style equal to ss, and that's the original one here. Probably have to dereference or a pointer to it. Cool. So you may have noticed the boxes were turning red when one of them was dying, but only the boxes after, not all of the boxes. And it's because as it was going through each of the enemies, it was setting the stroke style then, I mean, really, this should have been overriding it here. Not really sure why I was doing it, but it was. So, yeah, this is probably good practice. We're storing the old stroke style and then resetting the stroke style after we finished our little block of changing colors. So, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so this is looking good, I think. I can't, whoops, that's not what's happened. Yeah, there we go. Right, so let's get that guy there. They're still going orange. I don't know why they're going orange. I don't know why the boxes are going orange. Yeah, that is really weird. Yeah, because they're not going red, they're going orange. Okay, well, it's only a debug thing, so not too worried about that. But yeah, that looks good. So the only other thing I was hoping to do this evening, and I will just take out the, just comment out these, oops. Yeah, I just want to comment these out because I don't want to pollute the console too much. A quick scan for any logs. We successfully got fired. Yeah. Fireball hit enemy. Great. Outer loop hit enemy. Yeah, this is left over from before, so we'd actually left those logs in anyway. We call all the logs are commented out now. So got here, and now we need to create on the game update a new class of object, a lightning strike, and initially it's going to be a yeah, so my concept was that it would be a lightning bolt that comes from like the bottom of the screen and just goes to the point that it's hit the enemy, so the literal X and Y coordinate on the screen. And then I want to add some random zigzags in to make it look more like a lightning bolt. But the first thing to do is to create the class and then just draw a nice blue lightning bolt going to the or maybe red and yellow actually, because the death animation uses uses like a burning thing rather than a blue flame. So yeah, let's go with red and yellow. We'll try and keep it consistent with the original fireball in there. And so yeah, so we need to create a new asset type. I think it's not going to be character. It's not player. Yeah, I think it's going to be an asset. So call this lightning. Is it lightning or lightening? Is this a British versus American thing again? Let's have a look. Lightning spelling. Okay, so lightning. Yeah, tremendous flash of lightning. Okay, so let's look. Lightening. I think this is going to be the actual. A drop in the level of the uterus during the last weeks of pregnancy as the head of the fetus engages the pelvis. Well, I'm not hoping to do that for this game, avoiding uteruses altogether. I'd be very surprised if there was a single uterus in the game at the end, although now that I say that, maybe we should put like a final boss, big floating uterus or something. Okay, right, pub struct lightning. Yes, so that. Oh, yeah, I never finished naming this. Lightning bolts.rs. So here we want pub mod lightning bolts. Great. Pub struct lightning bolts. Bold. So we want start. It's going to be a point. End. It's going to be a point. And did we create a wasn't sure if we created a trait for rendering an update. No, we didn't. Okay, it's just in the regular implements. Implements, lightning bolts, and first thing, putting you in. To self. And so I'll just do start point. Lightning bolt, start, and it should be able to do that, I think. Yeah, but it doesn't like the fact that we don't have point imported. Go, and then we want a fun. I'm gonna put an update in, just for now, but not use it yet. My thinking is that it could change over time. So we could maybe have it crackling or glowing and fading out. In fact, that would be cool actually. So the lightning initially strikes straight out and then fades away over time. That would be kind of cool. And we also need the CTX. I can't remember There we go. Just copy that directly. That render doesn't need to be that. Paste it in there. Great. Cool. Okay, that's missing, so we will import that. And yeah, okay, this. Yeah, we're also going to need a time to live. TTL is going to be F64. 64. And create a const lightning bolt TTL F64, and let's make it 3000 seconds. TTL, time to live, lightning bolt, time to live. Great. And we're also going to need the is alive thing, the same pattern that we've used elsewhere, just so that we can clean up the lightning bolts as well. Is alive is going to be true. Okay. And update needs to have a delta in it. Self.ttl minus equals delta. If self.ttl is less than or equal to 0.0, self.isAlive is going to be equal to false, which means we can clean up. Great, and yeah, so in fact, actually, now that we've got this, because we have to clean up after ourselves and make sure we die off properly, we can actually use the TTL as a fraction of the original start TTL, and we can use that as the amount to fade out by. But for now, we'll in fact, I'm literally just going to copy the code straight from here to, yeah, I think I'll choose this one. Bolts. Great, and this needs to be self.start.x and self.start.y. And draw a line to end.x and self.end.y. Get rid of the remaining ones. Okay, that works. And we need to bring this in. Great. So I'm going to go with the bottom of the screen in the middle, just for now. We can see, hopefully, yeah, well, this will draw a very thin line, but we'll figure out the lines in a second. We'll get the zigzaggy working first, and then thicken up the line, because I think it's just a single core. I think it's like set stroke thickness or something. I'll have to Google it, but we'll do that. So we then want to create a vector lightning bolts. It's going to be a vector of lightning bolts. And we come here, enemies, vec lightning bolts. So just initialize an empty vector, and I'm going to call self lightning bolts dot push lightning bolt new, and the start is going to be a point new, and it's going to be game width over 2 and game height, full game height. So that's the middle of the screen at the bottom, and the end point is going to be point new strike point.x strike point.y. What doesn't it like about all this? Okay, I'm going to just sort out the formatting a little bit. Okay, and we have to import point. Great. And we need to, after this, so we want to do this before self for LB in self.lightningbolts.itermute lb.update delta diff. Okay, and then further down, where were we drawing? We actually want to make sure this is absolutely the last thing, so that they always sit on top. Yeah, which will get a bit annoying, because I was just going to say it'll draw through other enemies, but actually it won't, because it should hit the first enemy that it finds, which is a really good point. Yeah, no, we are actually reordering the enemies, I think. Yes, we are. Yeah, we reordered them to make sure they're in the correct order, front to back. I think we were already doing that. Yeah, we're going to sort by there. And this is render. And we also need this same thing. So we are getting rid of facts. Needs to be after the updates. Okay, so now, right, and the render needs to be the context. Where is our render? Oh, we're doing render in a second place. CTX. Okay, let's give this a go. If we're really lucky, this will work. Hey! 3 seconds is a long time. Yeah, 3 seconds is a very long time. I think I might take that down to 2 seconds. But that is kind of working, and kind of doing what I was hoping. So let's. This needs to be alpha channels, although I seem to remember it didn't work last time, but we'll figure that out. Was it because... Ah, yes, maybe that's why. Maybe you have to set it before you go back to the stroke. But wait, where did we begin path? Oh, we did begin path. I think that might be why. Because we weren't starting a new path. This makes more sense. Save the old stroke style, begin path, stroke, we then set it. And it's pushed in. Save it. Oops. Path. This color string is going to be strip. Oh no, it needs to be self.ttl over that. Great, and then this is going to be the percentage. Should already be between 0 and 0.1. Yeah, sorry, between 0 and 1. So yeah, it should actually work. Let's have a go. We wanted to do the stroke first, I think. Okay, rebuild. Just let them move about a bit. Hey, and it fades out. That's cool. Excellent. So the line fades out. I don't know how easy it is to see on here, but we're about to make this better. So let's come here again and do HTML5 canvas 79 thickness. Find this line width. There you go. So for this, it would be something along the lines of, and again, let's get the line width equals ctx.line width. There we go. Set line width equal to LW. Oh, it does just take an F64. Okay. And let's then do ctx set line width equal to 5.0. Let's see what that looks like. That's better. Looks like a nice juicy line now. Okay, cool. Well, that works. So now we're going to need segments. Okay. Let's segments is going to be a vector of points. Now we're going to need to create our segs equal to, let's just call it segments, equal to vec.new. These mutables, so we can add segments to it, and we want to do segments.push start, It's not gonna like that. We don't have copy start.x, start.y, ends. Yeah, cool. And then in between, we're going to set all of our waypoints. Segments. There we go. Great. Yeah. So in a second, we will loop through and do some randomness. But to start with, we will simply do this, and we go move to self.start.x, and then for seg in self.segments .getter, we will do a line to the next one. So we'll just do seg.x and seg.y. So this should just draw to the next point until it gets to the last one. So that should work. And I'm actually realizing we don't need the start one because we're doing that in the thing anyway. So let's say const lightning bolt number segments I32, and we'll say 5 to start with. I don't know what's going on with me today, I'm just ham-fisting the typing. So for don't care in 0 to lightning bolt number of segments. Do care if I equals segments minus 1. Then we're on the last one, and at that point we're going to push this. Otherwise, we want to push a. It needs to be from the previous point. So. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. I've not thought about the maths on this. I'm going to need my trusty whiteboards. So, okay, got red. Right. So you've got a start point on the left, end point here, like this, and we want to divide. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to divide it by the number of segments. Divide the width. Okay, so if we take the difference between these two, between the start and end, we want to do the end minus the start. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Right. So, x seg width is going to be, actually we're going to need xdiff first, and it needs to be the end, yeah, end.x minus start.x. And then we need to let x seg diff equals x diff over lightning bolt number of segments. Cool. So otherwise we want to then we're going to need the okay. So now we've got these points on this line where it's crossing, and we want those to vary ever so slightly from what they would otherwise be. So we can calculate what the y should be, because we could just do the same for the y diff as the end.y minus start.y. So the end.y minus the start one is going to be a negative number. So actually I want that to be start.y minus end.y, because the start will always be at the bottom of the screen. And then the y-seg difference will be this. So this should put each of them in the same place as they normally are. And then, so then let y normalized equals I times y seg diff plus the plus start.y. No, plus end.y. Okay, so that's the normalized. Oh, hang on, that's going to be an I32. So that needs to be F64. Cannot divide I62. Yep. So F64. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Okay. These. Right. So all Y64s now. So the normalized y is going to be, this is where it should be, and it needs to be, now we need a random number generator, and I'm sure we've used a random number generator somewhere. Yes, we have. Excellent. In fact, we definitely did, because we use it for the enemy enemy moving. Yeah, let's look for it in here. Okay, let's first import it. Back here. Great, yep. Lightning bolts, max, call it a wiggle. I'm going to set it to be 10 for now. Actually, I'm going to set it to be 20. So the points should vary on the y coordinate by plus and minus 10. So I want to then do I think I can just create one of these random number generators and reuse it. And new y is going to be gen range 0 to lightning bolt max wiggle as F64. And then call this the seed. Let new y equal to new y seed minus lightning bolt max wiggle over 2. Expected an integer, that's interesting. That's I32. Can you not generate? Oh, hang on. Don't need any of this, I don't think. I should be able to just do this. And I don't need to cast it as F64. Great. Plus the outcome of this. Cool. Right, and then our next segment is going to be segments.push point new, and we put these in separate lines. Formatting horrible. Cool. So this is going to be the x coordinates. It's going to be I times I is F64 times x seg diff and new y. Got that value. Okay, let's see if this even compiles. I'm not confident. It does. I should have been confident. Cool. So. Okay, well, that has not worked. There's zeros in there, and I'm not sure why, because it's shooting off the left of the screen. Okay, yeah, okay, the xseg diff, yeah, because this needs to be plus the start. Oh dear me, right. Okay, so the reason for that is because it was just choosing 0 values and then finally ending up on the end point. Okay. Hey, okay, that's kind of working, but it's going to here for some reason. So, what's going on there? Yeah, the first one is shooting upwards to the middle. The first point, so it's 0 times xseg diff. It's going to be the y, isn't it? It's going to be the first y should be y normalized because we're not doing the thing again. Right, plus plus start.y. Yep, again, because I wasn't renormalizing or remapping it back onto the start coordinate. I think this is going to mean that I've got this the wrong way around now, but we shall see. Yeah, we're back to we'll just reverse these again to see if this does make a difference. It was working really well. I mean, so now it's kind of coming, yeah, it's gone. Okay, so that was wrong then. Oh, no, I know what it was. So I was right. It is start minus end, but this needs to be end.y. Yeah, there we go. That's why it was always, yeah, it was always, the first one was always shooting up to be near the end point. I thought it was going to the middle of the screen, but it's not. Okay, no, it's still not. So this is coming way down the screen. So it needs to be end.y minus. Okay. Come on. This has got to be it. This has got to be it. Okay, well, something has happened. So now it looks like it's an orbital strike I'm calling in. So that's, why are these values so huge? Okay, we're gonna have to debug these. So the first thing I'm gonna say is I'm gonna change the number of segments to 2. So there should be one intermediate point and then the end point, because it's going to end y. Right, so for each of these, we're going to log log that point there. Quick fix, import log. Actually, that's not wrong at all. To use new console log. Okay. Yeah, fortunately, I don't think it. Yeah. Okay, well, there's the problem. is that the point that it's generating is oh, why are you? What the? Don't know why that just bit. Yeah. So the point is coming out at -2. So it's the y coordinates that's the issue. Ooh. Yeah, that should be 1, thinking about it. Otherwise this will always be 0. Yeah, and so that's the start text. So that's why it's 400, because it's just always going from the middle. Right, so it's this. Okay. Okay, so let's go back to using new y. And let's see what new y is. Oops. Come on. Right. So we've got a console over here, and I'll squeeze this down here, reset this. Oh, yeah, hang on, that's not gonna work. So this needs to be 3 again. What have I done? Okay, that's better. Right. Okay, that's kind of working. I think we need to add some variance to each of the x coordinates as well. Yeah. So it's working here. Cool. Okay. Right. So x points -16. Okay. Let's calculate the x. Exceed, and this is all just the same. X normalized minus the exceed minus the over 2. X. Okay, this is looking good. We just need to up the number of segments. I'm going to go for a bigger number. I'm going to get 8. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. It's going a bit far. On the first, it seems the first one is the issue. Okay, why is the first one the issue? It should be 1 times the x sig difference plus, oh no, it's the first y, so it's y plus and y. And it shouldn't be, it should be, so I think the thing that's happening is like the first one is always going to the top, or it's going most of the way to the top. Yes. There we go. Just what on earth happened there? Yes, there we go. That's what I wanted. Right. what was happening, it was taking the Y coordinates and doing them in the reverse order. So it's always starting near the thing and then heading away and then finally jumping back up. But this, there we go. It looks a little bit like a lightning bolt. I'm not super happy with the color, so I'm going to just tweak the color a little bit. Let's make that 224. Maybe add a little bit of blue in as well. Let's see what that does to the color. But I think other than that, I'm going to tidy this up and then call it a night on this. And I'm going to switch over to, I've decided to start replaying old puzzle games on my other channel, which is Filtoid, Filtoid. So yeah, feel free to come over and watch me on that. Cool, I like that color. So I think next time we'll try and draw the wand in so that it doesn't quite start from here, maybe like sticking out a little bit on there. And then have a think about, I really like the fading effect. Maybe it needs to fade a bit faster. Yeah, actually, let's try reducing the fade amount. Let's try and go for 1 second. So it's a bit more like you're zapping them. Yeah, that's better. Cool. Okay, I'm going to leave the debug stuff in, the bounding boxes and the hit points, just for now. And obviously, I will push the code immediately after this video or this live stream finishes. And yeah, hopefully see you next time. And yeah, I'll just do a bit of tidying up on here. I think that's pretty good. I'll do it with the. So okay, yeah, so we got rid of that. That's cool. Lightning bolt and lightning bolt cast. We've got a couple of unused variables here. I think that's okay. I'll go through and do a proper cleanup of the code at some point. But yeah. So yeah, if you're interested in watching me play this, I recently finished the Talos Principle 2, which is a brilliant game. Like absolutely, I love it so much. I started playing. I became absolutely addicted to it for about a week, and it was I just found it a really profound experience. Really enjoyed it, and I never finished the Talos Principle 1. And I don't know why. I just got a little bit bored of it or something. And so I've decided that because I think live streams of new puzzle games don't really work that well, that I want to play puzzle games, but I don't want to do spoilers. But by playing old puzzle games, I think that's okay. I think you can kind of like have a go through, and I'm gonna like be having a look at the puzzle design. I really love puzzles in general. Like they're kind of they've always been a hobby of mine. And the other game that I mentioned that I'm working on is also, it's partially a puzzle, partially action game. Yeah, so I've always really liked puzzles, and I really want to develop like a lot of smaller puzzle-y type games soon, and I'm hoping to start posting them online. But long, I got all these plans and not enough time for it. But yeah, so anyway, going back to the other thing, I'm doing a live stream of me playing Talos Principle and just kind of having a look at it, and not really reviewing it, but maybe pointing out things that I like within it. I think the rule that I'm going to set is that it has to be puzzle games that are at least 8 and ideally 10 years old, so that like anyone that wanted to play them for the first time has had the opportunity, because again, I don't want to do spoilers. Like I think with action games, you can really easily show off all of the content and there's no spoilers. But for puzzles, it can be a bit difficult. But yeah, I do that, and I've got a bunch of other like puzzle games that I want to also play on stream. So I'm going to see how that other channel goes. And like I say, it's called Filtoid, Filtoid. And yeah, it'd be great if you join me over there. But if not, have a great evening, and I will see you all soon. May have called that a little bit too early because I just realised I still want to tidy up this code.
Yeah, I think it looks good. Great.
Well, thanks everyone, and see you all soon.